Yo, 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 what's good, people? It is currently 13 minutes past 10 p.m. UK time, Sunday, the 20th of July, 2025. Welcome to another amazing episode of Technically Speaking, which is a free macro, crypto, and stocks webinar hosted by myself, Fadlan Effendi, aka Ninja T, on the Blockchain Sensei platform, every single Sunday, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. UK time. Before I continue, guys, are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Amazing. So, I've been locked in, and so should you guys, because alt season is upon us. Finally, the day that we thought would come much sooner. Had you asked me around November 2024, I thought the market would be the way it is right now in January 2025. We've gone through a grueling 6 months, very, very challenging with the tariffs and Israel versus Iran, lots of unprecedented black swan events. But it feels like now, finally, the market's reaching the equilibrium which we need. So, before I get started, I would like to iterate that nothing in this video is financial advice. Nobody at Blockchain Sensei is or do we intend to be perceived or received as financial advisors. If you are looking for financial advice, please let us know and we will refer you to a financial advisor. I have never worked in finance. I have no financial qualifications. I don't even have a degree. I'm just somebody who is super passionate about finance, the markets, crypto, etc. And through trial and error, I've built a reputation in this industry as an educator. You should not believe what people say, including myself, without cross-referencing and doing your own research. So let's get started. And you know how you can tell I've been locked in? Because look at my mustache. I've not shaved. Yeah, it's been like 3, 4 days. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, I'm gonna leak. Probably shouldn't be doing this, but I will do it anyway because I'm not famous enough for these guys to care. So this is Professor Adam from university.com. He is one of the main voices that I listen to, right? And he's got something called the LTPI, which is the long term probability indicator. He's got an MTI, which is the medium term probability indicator, and then he's got this other thing called the PMR, the prototype market regime, right? Now, look how on the 9th of July, right? This is how quickly things can change. Remember, the market is only ever trending or consolidating. So it's either trending downwards, trending upwards, or consolidating sideways. The market spends the majority of its time consolidating. So when it's trending, you really need to pay attention because there's a lot of money to be made in the market, right? Look, let's take things back to very recently before we had all these greens, right? Here, the 9th. Look, the market, well, Ethereum consolidated from the 10th of May, yeah, all the way up until recent times around the 10th of July. That's 2 months of consolidation, right? Now, look here. On the 9th of July, we have a relatively strong positive indicator on Adam's signal, a somewhat strong and a medium, but negatively mean reverting, right? So not yet trending market. Then on the 10th, we can see that the MTPI goes up by quite a lot. We go from here to here. This is the medium-term indicator. The long-term probability indicator stays the same, and this changes from minus 0.62 to minus 0.8. From the 11th, so this is 9 days ago, we pretty much have remained bullish according to Adams indicators, and these are basically mathematically calculated, much like moving averages and RSIs, etc., without going too much into the inputs, right? And then we can see from the 12th, it pretty much stays on the maximum long-term probability indicator and medium-term probability indicator. And then we have this kind of plus 0.54 reading throughout the entire of the week. Okay, so let me say something very, very clearly. I, although can be wrong, do not subscribe to any top signal, it is too late talk. There is plenty of money to squeeze in this upside juice. Everything, and I mean everything, from geopolitics, monetary policy, seasonality, fundamental liquidity, and technical analysis when it comes to altcoins, I'm extremely bullish on. Now, there may be a catalyst to change my mind. There may be a black swan event, but there is a lot of money to be made in the market at the moment. So, that is my professor's trend probability indicators, which I probably shouldn't leak, but here we are. And now I'm also going to leak Adam's portfolio. So this is basically a daily portfolio signal that, using my professor's systems, optimizes what he believes to be good risk to reward ratios in spot positions. And currently, the biggest spot position is XRP and Doge, right? So starting off there. Next, let's check the website that I always talk about all the time. tlx.figisolutions.net. We can see here that we are approaching liquidity highs of April times, and I think we're gonna go beyond. We're gonna go beyond the 6.3 trillion zone in the Fed. So that's very positive. And then let's have a look at some tweets on the Blockchain Sensei Twitter. Good to see you here, you nice. I know we're overdue our 101. I will get to you. Okay, so what have we tweeted in the past week? Okay, some stuff from Monday. Okay, so it is important to note when certain data is presented to you, even though I believe we have a lot of upside, we have had the first flash of euphoria and extreme levels by alpha extracts, but it's a very, very thin red line, so I wouldn't be too worried. As you can see here, we've had flashes of red followed by consolidation and another leg up. So it's not like this indicator is, and any indicator is 100% correct. And we've had the first sign of euphoria flash on this indicator by charts.checkonchain.com. It's called the Bitcoin Cycle Extreme Oscillator. But we don't need to worry too much about this, because in the past we've had flashes that are far thicker, and we've continued to go up, either by a pullback and then up, or consolidation. So just something to bear in mind. I would like to shout out the homies. Oh, didn't mean to unfollow. Cryptosi and The Financial Navigator. They do a show every single week called Crypto Waffles every Monday, 6 p.m. plus, and you can catch replays on YouTube. I try to make their lives every single Monday, so do try to tap in. Next up, we've got Thomas on Markets, who I consistently say is the most important person to follow on Twitter when it comes to general macro. This guy tweets very, very rarely, as in he might go a whole week without tweeting, but every time he does, his data sets are more than exceptional. So, the MOVE index briefly touched its lowest level since early 2022 last week. This is liquidity positive because if the collateral, the treasuries, is less volatile, more leverage is available, more liquidity. Okay, let's have a look. So this yellow line here represents the global economy index advanced in 3 months. So basically, kind of like a 3-month forecast. I have another data set on TradingView that correlates with this, and Bitcoin's year-on-year percentage basically correlating with the MOVE index, which is an index which tracks, I believe, the performance of the global economy. But in confluence of this, something that I would like everybody to add to their trading view when looking at macro is something called the copper gold ratio. Right? So this is very, very easy to understand. This is the price. This is the price of gold. Sorry, the price of copper in gold. Right? So by the gold metric, I believe it's an ounce of gold, if I'm not mistaken. So whatever it is, kilogram, ounce, or whatever, all you're gonna know is that when this goes up, it costs more gold to buy copper. And hey ho, the last time this ratio bottomed out and peaked was completely in line with the previous bull market. And pretty similar, the previous bull market after that was around this time, 2016, all the way till around this time. Okay, so in these periods, Bitcoin went from like 3K to 64K, and from here to here, I think it was like 1 or 2K to 20K, something like that, right? Because I've lived through these previous bull markets before. This is now my third cycle. So do your own research on this, but the copper gold ratio is a very popular metric to measure if we're about to enter euphoria in a bull market or not. And as you can see, we've only just started rising here. It's only recently started costing more gold to buy copper. So in confluence with what Thomas says, like I said, please always go to multiple data sources, including myself, including your favorite YouTuber, influencer, or whatever, cross-reference information and come to your own decisions. Okay, so what else? Leverage shorts on Ethereum were at an all-time high on the 14th of July, according to the BTC letter that I follow on Twitter. What's quite interesting is, remember, usually the market is wrong. So when the market opens up record shorts, you should sway towards the prediction that the market will get short squeezed, i.e., price should go up. If the market is ever doing record longs, then you should stray towards those longs being squeezed out, aka pullback, because usually the market's wrong, right? Obviously it's been a really good time for XRP. I will shout out Blockchain Backer. He is the greatest technical analyst on YouTube by far. He does a show every single Wednesday called Markets in the Morning, and I typically catch up with that show on Wednesdays. So yeah, he's a big XRP bull. Obviously, XRP is doing really, really well right now. And the main point of this is that he's basically saying that just like Bitcoin, the global search terminology for XRP is pretty low right now. Basically indicating towards more potential upside in the market. What else? as we can see here, it's a very interesting time because, okay, I want everyone to really, really deep this, right? Global liquidity, as in the available capital that is available to invest in capital markets, is at the same high it was in 2021. But since this peak, there has been more dollars. There has been more yen. There has been more euros. Okay? There's been more pounds. But this liquidity has not yet been freed onto the market. Why? Well, one of the reasons is because where is the screenshot? I had a screenshot on like 30-year yields. If I can't find the screenshot, then just gonna have to believe me. Okay, so without going to TradingView and trying to find all the yields, etc. Basically, yields are rising. Long-term yields also. At some point, there's going to be a sell-off in yields, in my opinion, and this will be one of the big catalysts for liquidity to increase and basically for the market to continue to go up. What else? As you can see here, Bitcoin seems to forever be the best global liquidity proxy. Aha! Yes. This is very, very important. Okay, I've started a new watch list called the Q3 War watch list. Right, so I present to you guys the BTC gold chart. Yes, the price of Bitcoin in gold. It currently costs 35, I believe ounces of gold, because if you go here, right, so gold right now, yes, it is an ounce, right? And I'm sure a lot of people know how much grams is in an ounce. Around 28 grams, right? You know. So it's around 28 grams in there's 28 grams of gold is around $3,349. Now, how can you look at the price of Bitcoin in gold? I hear you ask. What you do is you go to this plus sign, and you can actually do this with any asset. Where you just type in BTC. In fact, I'll prove it to you. Right? This is the TradingView hack. You can compare assets against each other. Look, I'm comparing SUI and the price of XRP. Right, so I'll teach everyone. Plus BTC USD slash gold USD. Oh my God. Is that not it? I've just been embarrassed live on stream. One sec. Ah! Wait. Is it BTC USD slash gold? Aha, yes it is. My bad. Okay, so why is this very important to know? Because those who are tuned in right now, you are tuned in before the cusp of euphoria. Look, right now it costs 35 ounces of gold to buy one Bitcoin, right? The math adds up. Bitcoin's like 120K. How much is Bitcoin? 118K. Wow, that's amazing, right? 35 times 3,300 or whatever equals 118,000. Now, this is important because right now most of the world is looking, or you guys in crypto are mainly looking at this chart. And we can see here that against the dollar, Bitcoin is phenomenally, this is high. But against gold, we're still below the all-time high, right? Because gold's been rising. So I believe that altcoin season, it is upon us, but when Bitcoin gets to the all-time high against gold, this is when we're going to start to see some real euphoria. And we're close. We're close, right? You should be excited and grateful that you guys here you guys are here early. Okay, so yeah, that's Bitcoin against gold, and you can do the same. You can do the same with any other asset, right? So this is SUI versus XRP, right? So right now it costs 1.1 XRPs because the XRP is $3.50. It costs 1.1 XRPs to get one SUI, right? When this chart goes up, it means that SUI is outperforming XRP because it costs more XRP to get SUI. When this chart's falling, that means XRP is outperforming SUI because it costs less XRPs to get SUI. And the reason why this is really important, guys, is because, we're always stuck between altcoins, like what altcoins we invest in. So let me just think about a random example. Let's say BNB, right? Let's say you're thinking, do I buy BNB or do I buy Solana? Right? So right now, it costs 4.1 Solana to get one BNB. I can stick my technical indicators on, right? Get my RSI. This is extremely high level analysis, by the way, guys. I'm sorry for any beginners in here, but I just thought I'd give this kind of like super game, right? So to me, just do some very quick analysis. This to me looks a little bearish, right? Especially because this purple just crossed the yellow, and then if we go to the 9 days, we can see, yeah, the purple RSI has not crossed the yellow since it's been a minute, right? So based on this chart alone, right? Don't come hating on me, but on this basic chart alone, I think in the short term, BNB will outperform Solana. That's what my eyes can see. I've never ever looked at this chart until creating it live on this webinar. But yeah, I've basically showed you guys one of my biggest technical analysis secrets, and that's chart comparison. So yeah, you guys can create your own charts, and start comparing assets against each other. And then when in doubt, in terms of like what you should invest in. Sorry, I'm trying to delete this yellow stuff off my screen. 1 second, guys. It's kind of annoying. How do I delete clear all my drawings? Oh, okay, fantastic. All right, we back. Yeah, experiment yourself. Literally find. I'm gonna do it one more time. Just so everybody's clear. Okay, let's think of a random altcoin. Let's think of fucking Render USD. Pardon my French. Render USD, and then let's compare it to Bonk USD. Right. So you just type in the name of your crypto USD / the name of your crypto USD. This works with most major altcoins. All right. So right now, it costs 131,000 bonks to buy one render. All right, let's go to bonk. Yeah, bonk is a stupid decimal price here, right? And then render is, how much is render right now? I think it's like $5. Honestly, this is one of the most important tasks that you can do in your own life. Like, if you really want to get the good altcoins, you need to backtest and compare the price action of your altcoins against each other. It's very high level, and I'm sorry if I'm speaking to some people, if I'm speaking beyond a lot of people's comprehensions, but those who understand what I'm saying and adopt this will have a huge edge. Right, so yeah, bonk is like 0.00000 something, and render's $4.36. So in this chart, if this chart goes up, that means it costs more bonk. If this chart goes to here, that means it costs 300,000 bonk to buy one render, right? So if this chart is going up, it means you're better off being in render. If this chart goes down, it means you're better off being in bonk. Before I continue to easier parts of this weekly webinar, does anybody have any questions with regards to comparing assets? And I hope somebody can take away from this because it's pretty damn high level. Any questions with regards to comparing assets against each other?
Is it the so if it's in green, it's the coin that's got the more like it's the bigger coin going up.
It's not about bigger or smaller, right? It's not about bigger or smaller. Think about this, right? What's this chart here? This chart is Bitcoin against USD. Yeah, it's the price of Bitcoin in dollars. Okay. This chart here is the price of render in bonk. Or I could do it the other way around. I could do bonk USD / render USD. I can do it the other way as well. It literally doesn't matter.
So, it's like an inverse relationship, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, when that's going down, then obviously the other one's becoming more, what's it called, going up.
Yeah, exactly. And just know that the currency on the right-hand side is what it's denounced in. The currency on the left-hand side is the currency that we're buying. So just think ETH USD. This is the price. Oh, not ETH. Sorry, my bad. ETH USD. I'm hoping this drills into somebody's head because honestly, when I learned comparing assets, it changed the way that I looked at investments. Most people look at investments and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy the one that I feel like is the better one or whatever. If you do this, you mathematically see against charts which asset is doing better. But yeah, look, ETH USD. So this is Ethereum denounced in USD. If I do SUI USD, XRP USD, that means this is the price of SUI in XRP. And all you got to know is, like, because you're comparing crypto A against crypto B, right? And it's the price of crypto A in crypto B. So all you got to know is that when you do this comparison, when the chart goes down, goes down, that means that crypto A is doing better. Wait. When the chart is going, sorry, let me think about this. When the chart is going down, that means it costs less and less XRP. Yeah, it costs less and less XRP to buy SUI. So that means XRP is doing better actually. So when the chart is going up, that means that crypto A is doing better. When the chart's going down, it means crypto B is doing it. Let me do that again. Right, let me do that again. Sorry. So, one sec. So I'm making this really high level, but hopefully this is gonna go down in history, and one day you guys will understand.
You know when it comes to Bitcoin and gold, then.
Yeah.
So let's say Bitcoin starts to outperform. Does that have anything to do with people changing their hedge asset to Bitcoin, obviously buying more of that versus gold? Is that part of the relationship?
Yes, but not people, institutions.
Yeah, institutions.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
So we will go. The real bull market, in my opinion, and euphoria starts when it costs more than 40 ounces of gold for one Bitcoin.
Okay.
Because this shows me, right, the world right now is not as risk on as it was between November 2024 and February 2025.
Right.
And I know that by the Bitcoin gold ratio. So forget the noise. The world is telling me that despite Bitcoin being at all-time highs, the risk appetite allocation from big money, the appetite has not swung round to where it was.
Okay.
And that's how I have more confidence we have upside. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh shit, I missed it. You know what I mean? Like, feeling so expensive. There's loads of opportunities in the market. But I'm gonna do this asset comparison one more time because I think it's super important for everyone to understand, because we're all overwhelmed on what the fuck we should buy, right? It's a difficult choice on what asset we should buy. So I'm giving you guys a tool where instead of sitting thinking, you can do a more straightforward analysis, right? So I'm gonna do one more time. Let's do Pengu, right, which is a meme coin, a Pengu meme coin, and then we'll do Pengu USD against RV, and I love RV, right? Remember,
Did you do Solana and Jupe?
sorry.
Did you do Solana and Jupiter?
Yeah. Sure. Solana USD slash Jupe USD, right? Okay, so what does this tell me? Right, so let's always remember. So in this case, we've got Sol in the price of Jupe. So Sol is the crypto A on the left-hand side, and B is what it's denominated in. It currently costs 322 Jupe coins to buy one Sol. Yeah, let's just
Yes, Sol's outperforming.
yeah, Sol is outperforming. Yeah, that is a TLDR, but let's break it down slowly for everyone, right? So Solana right now, guys, I had no idea I would go inside this tangent, but this might be the best shit that you ever learn in the entire bull market, comparing assets, right? So Solana's $181, and one Jupiter token is 50 cents. So yeah, that makes sense. Right? Because 322 times 50 cents is 160. Is that around 181? Check again. Jupiter. What's the price again? 56. All right, whatever. Yeah. 0.56 times 322 is something along the lines of 180. Right. So yes, as Ken said, it is better, according to this chart, to hold Solana than Jupiter, because ever since March 2024, it has consistently cost more Jupiter token to buy Solana. So you're better off holding Sol. Now, if this trend reverses and it starts costing less Jupiter to buy Solana, then yeah, be in Jupiter. But this one chart that I have never ever looked at in my entire life shows me to not hold Jupiter token. And that is why you should compare assets together, because it removes your biasty of holding this and that. Just hold the assets that are performing the best. So anyway, I hope that is enough. That was a huge tangent on the usual webinar, but yeah, hopefully you guys learned something. Right, so let's go to some more contemporary information.
Definitely.
Love G. Okay, future sentiment index. According to Crypto Quant, we're at highs that we've not been at for a long time. So basically, let me tell you what this means in plain English, right? For those that have not lived through a previous bull market before, what we are going to see, right? I'm going to tell you what my crystal ball is telling me after living through two bull markets, is that we're going to start to see insane volatility. So this is what insane volatility means. Insane volatility means that Ethereum is $4,000, and then it pulls down to 3,900, and then it pulls down to 3,800, and it pulls down to 3,700. So it goes down by 5% a day. And then the next 3 days, it goes up by 555%. We've not lived through this yet. This volatility, if you didn't live through 2021, you don't understand, right? Most of this market has been consolidating and slow climb. We've not gone through this yet. And when you go through this, if you're a good trader, like, think how much money is made in, like, imagine there was price action where something goes from here to here and it just swings in that range before breaking out to the next level. That's where a lot of money is made, right? In the swing. Let's see what the chat's saying. Okay, fantastic. All right, so, yeah, we're about to see crazy volatility. We can see here that the futures funding rates are beginning to spike, but nothing like they were in January 2025. You can get to this via this link. I typically like to provide the links to my screenshots, or as much as I can, so you can get the contemporary information. So yeah, as we can see here, we're starting to get beginnings of spikes in volatility, but this is nothing compared to what's going on, what we had at the start of the year, right? This is what we're looking for. We're looking for this kind of action. And we got that action between November and February, right? So that's literally presidential elections, Trump inauguration, and then we were hit with the tariffs, right? So then the market became less leveraged. Right, so biggest my guy, Wall Street Trapper. He does a show every single Tuesday called Trapping Tuesdays. It's a 3-hour show. Now, I'll admit, as much as I love Wall Street Trapper, I do not watch the entire 3-hour episode. In fact, one of the greatest skills, but let me come on and say this, right? One of the greatest skills that will give you the greatest edge of other people in the market is the ability to consume a lot of information quickly from reliable sources and the ability to filter through what's unimportant. I have no problem with you guys watching this replay in 1.5 to 2x. And you know, this show here is 3.5 hours long. This guy likes to go to a lot of history and stuff, and even though it's interesting, it's not really what's important to me right now in the market. But I watch the show every week, and then here are the highlights from his show. So, in fact, I would like to read a quick mantra from him, which can be applied to us lot in crypto. I'm a certified Wall Street trapper. I am confident in my ability to make great investments. The stock market is a machine that prints money, and I am more than capable of operating this machine. Not only will I free myself, but my family will eat for a lifetime. Based on the information I applied today, I am a money maker and a wealth builder. Today, I break all chains that anchored me to that poverty mindset. My ancestors will smile now because I have turned our last name into an asset. That's what I intend to do with Effendi. My family purchasing power will increase indefinitely. I make the declaration that no longer will I be a slave to money. No longer will the generations behind me inherit lack. No longer will I submit to selling my time for money. I'm a first-generation millionaire. I'm an architect to my family's legacy. I'm a certified Wall Street trapper. Wall Street looks like us now. Yeah, so much like in crypto, we have bubble maps. The stock market, they've got a heat map. What's quite interesting is even though the S&P 500 and stocks are all-time highs, it's clear where the concentration is, and that is in tech, which is good for us like crypto, of course. The market has had more calls than puts in the options market, which basically means bullish. And we're about to enter extreme greed. So buckle up. Earnings are on the rise, which is positive and in line with copper gold ratio, move index, CPI, and other macro growth metrics. Remember, we are not, when we're in a bull market, we're not just in a bull market in terms of risk on assets going up. We're not just in a bull market of Bitcoin going up and tech stocks. When we are in a bull market, we are in a global bull market of more risk appetite in business and commerce, right? People literally spend more money in a bull market. Even people who are not invested in the market benefit from a bull market in the sense that the bull market is where a lot of employees get more raises, right? And then obviously it's usually followed by inflation and some some kind of recession of some sort, right? But that's how the cycle goes. So we need to be prepared to make money in the next 12 to 16 months. Fund managers' allocation to technology in tech stocks saw its largest 3-month increase since 2009. So let me break this down. In asset management, typically results and payouts are every 3 months, right? Quarters, 31st of March, 31st of June, 31st of September, 31st of September, 31st of December, etc. Right? So every 3 months, there's going to be a portfolio change. The portfolio change of, let's say, for example, JP Morgan or Fidelity, right? Let's say their tech allocation was 20%, for example, right? And this quarter, they've gone from 20% to 30%. That percentage increase in tech allocation, that jump has not been seen since 2009. This is extremely bullish, right? One of the reasons why the Nasdaq is at all-time highs. Let's go to the Nasdaq. Okay, I'm just going to jump out on my phone. Stop. Hello, can you guys still hear me? Hello,
Yeah,
hello,
yeah.
hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, perfect. All right, cool. So, thank you, Wall Street Trapper, for the data set. A quote from Wall Street Trapper. When you see the world is shifting, understand the market is shifting that way too. The market is always going to tell us where the world is going because the market will put money in it. Older Americans are holders of 54% of the stock market. That was an interesting stat. What else? Stock splits always slow down a company. So if you're ever in a stock and they're doing a stock split, it's almost always a sell signal. And there's usually large consolidation for a few months before the stock price rises. It kind of just slows down the momentum of stocks growth. Okay. It's still under. Okay, so we have just hit $1 trillion in the altcoin market, like since yesterday. That is amazing. Okay, what else? What did we mean by this? We'll skip this. All right, cool. Let's get on with some technical analysis. Let's get on some charts. Okay. Checking over my goody real estate sectors, SIXR, which is S&P 500 real estate companies, still below where they were at the start of the year. This is good. This is good in the sense that if these start to rise, which I believe they will do, it will just be further bullish confluence for the rest of the market, because all three of these real estate indexes, guess what they all did? They all peaked at the same time of the previous bull market, around the same time. So this basically shows me we have a lot of legs to go. And then let's have a look at bond yields. Bond yields still rising. Although one of the catalysts for a huge liquidity injection actually, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to stay watching for now. I won't comment. On bond yields, stock market is at all-time highs. We love to see it. S&P 500 also all-time highs. JP Morgan made a prediction that we could see the S&P 500 touch near 7,000 levels, which would be an injection of trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. Please understand that the journey from this dip to this dip, that's around 12 to 15 trillion dollars, which would, if that was injected in Bitcoin, we'd have like $600,000 Bitcoin already. So lots of money to be trickled down as crypto. Nasdaq also at all-time highs. In fact, I'm going to stick my indicators on. Let's see what the long term is saying. But the MACD, we've got the RSI, we've got our trusted DMI. Got our trusty 1020. See, just because we're high, don't believe we can't go higher. We have even though the Nasdaq is at all-time highs, we have only crossed over on the weekly, on the 1020. On the 2 weeks, that's only 4 candlesticks ago. On a 2-week crossover. We've only just got flashes of bullish momentum 2 weeks ago on the MACD. We've only just had a 1226 crossover with the origin blue in the 2 weeks. Yeah, things can go higher. Right. What is the dollar saying, which has an inverse relationship with asset prices? We have been falling steady since February, which is good. I am wary that if we get a flick up here, we will get a pullback in asset prices. This is where we're going to get the pullback. Okay, like let's say Bitcoin corrects itself from, I don't know, 123K to 105K. That'll be at the same time this flicks up, in my opinion. And I can see that it's about to do that here. So, and then this is about to cross over as well. So don't be surprised about minor pullback. I wouldn't be surprised if we get minor pullback in like August. I said this before. I've exited Tesla. Don't know what the hell's going on with Elon Musk. He wants to start a rival party with Trump. Yeah, I'm out of Tesla. Don't know what's going on with Tesla. Have I been shaken out? Maybe, but yeah, me and my clients all out of Tesla. Snapchat. This is one of my big stock market bets. Snapchat is 8.5x from the previous bull market high. It has exceeded earnings for over 1 year. This stock is being artificially compressed, and we're about to have a crossover on the DMI into bullish momentum. This is the easiest, like 70 to 80% you can get in the stock market. Snapchat stock is, if you put a gun to my head and then you said, you got to make money in the stock market for sure this year, you got to pick one growth stock. Snapchat is my growth stock. It's highly undervalued, great company, and yeah, hopefully I'll be right. In my opinion. Facebook's all-time highs. You know what? One of the main reasons why I look at stocks is not because I have a lot, but mainly to keep my eye on where liquidity is going next. Okay, I can literally tell you here that Google stock, if anybody does options, this is going to go up back. Like if I was an options trader, I would go long on Google. Look, on the 2 weeks, we've just had a crossover on the DMI, about to cross over on the 1 week. We've just crossed over the yellow here on the RSI. This is looking beautiful. This is a beautiful long. I don't trade options, but yeah. Google looks bullish. And the way I look at it is like this, right? The journey from here to here, this is like $0.4 trillion, right? The journey of Google doing this jump doubles Ethereum's price. I hope that doesn't go over any. To push Google back to this price. This is why I view macro, just so I can see things from a bird's eye view. I don't need to own Google stock. I don't do options, but I just pay attention to the liquidity, right? The flow of money. Microsoft at all-time highs and looking like
does that kind of show you how like tech stocks influences on crypto?
Yes, in the mid-term, not in the short term.
Right.
Because think of it like this, right? Liquidity always needs to flow somewhere. Money always needs to flow somewhere. Going back to the tweet on global liquidity, it's crazy. It's crazy if you really deep it fundamentally. It's crazy that we have the same amount of liquidity available to invest in risk on assets right now than we did at the start of November 2021. Things are going to get sold off. Like real estate bonds or something's going to get sold off and the money's going to be freed up. And this liquidity is going to absolutely shoot up because we have more money.
So is that going to be like
before.
capital rotation?
Yes, it's going to be capital rotation. You are right. It's going to be capital rotation. So, this is why I look at stocks. Yeah, Nvidia, first $4 trillion company, amazing. And even though it is super high, look how the orange crossed the blue, signaling potentially bearish momentum, and then that signal was completely invalidated. This purple is about to pop that yellow, and this blue is about to continue to go this way. Technically speaking, right, I can be wrong, and Nvidia is going to go higher. And I'm not saying buy Nvidia, yeah, but this is going to go higher. In my opinion, don't believe the bears. Don't believe the bears, right? Again, Amazon, yeah. the orange crossed the blue, and then the blue flicked up. It's going to go higher. Going to go higher, in my opinion. Right. So Coinbase is following this channel here. I think Coinbase is going to climb all the way to like 480. Can't lie. PayPal still one of my stock choices. Taking ages to break through this 90 zone. But this is also a big stock choice of mine. All right, I think that's enough for stocks. Let's have a look at. Let's have a look at the crypto total market cap. Okay, where are we at now? Where are we in the fear and greed index? Okay, 68. Come on, load. All right, so let me think back to where we were. Okay, so we hit around 100K at the end of last year, and the greed is very high at 87. Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of space to go. This is good. Yeah, all-time highs for crypto total market cap, but all-time high does not mean that we cannot go higher. If you look here on the 2 weeks, we're getting bullish flashes on the MACD, blue about to cross the orange, purple's crossed the yellow, and this blue is looking like it's going to continue to go this way. So yeah, can send it higher when it comes to crypto total market cap. What's interesting is that notice how crypto total market cap is at all-time highs, right? Let me get naked charts for you guys so you guys can like really see the flow of money. So here we've got all the money in crypto. And here we've got all the money in crypto minus Bitcoin. And then we've got all the money in crypto minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So, what do we notice? Let's put this on full screen. And we'll put them all on the 2-week time frame. 2-week time frame. All right, so the crypto total market cap is at what? Is at the highest it's ever been in human history. Is the crypto total market cap minus Bitcoin at all-time high? No. It has space to go there. And this is the crypto total market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. It still has space. We can even look at others. This is the true altcoin market. This is all the money in crypto minus the top 10. And we have a lot of room to go. Can you guys see what I'm saying? All the money in crypto, all-time high. Mainly eaten up by Bitcoin. This candlestick is mainly eaten up by Ethereum. But look at this one here. It's a lot of money, bro. This is going to reach like $1 trillion in a cycle, in my opinion. So, it's altcoin season. It's pre-altcoin season / we're pretty much in it. What is the number one indicator that we're in altcoin season? The Bitcoin dominance.
Starts to break out. Or...
This measures the percentage of the market in BTC. When ETH starts to break out and capital rotates from Bitcoin into Ethereum and altcoins. So we can see here that from November 2022, which was the cycle low, right? November 22 was the cycle low. This is when Bitcoin was 16K. This is when Ethereum was 1K. At the cycle low, Bitcoin was 40% of the market, and we've been in this Bitcoin bull run, right? The market is just short of 4 trillion. 60% is in Bitcoin, and 11% is in the ETH, right? When this starts dropping down, let's say, for example, we go from 60% of the market in Bitcoin to 50% of the market in Bitcoin, right? That's 10% of the market. That's $400 billion. But so when this gets to 50%, yeah, which it will do, and let's say the market cap stayed the same, which is not going to be the case, there's going to be 400 billion taken out of here, and it's going to be put into the likes of Toncoin, the likes of Avalanche, the likes of Sui, right? What is the proof of this? Well, this is the start of 2000 and the end of 2020 slash start of 2021, and then this is the cycle low. This is the previous bull market, and here is like the ultra alt season, and then look, literally, the Bitcoin dominance doesn't break this range, which means all the money is in altcoins. And the previous drop again, this was the previous cycle in 2017 to 2018. So guess what? We're just waiting for this to do this, and all this beautiful money is going to fall into alts. Alt season has literally begun. So this is the most important chart, and the second most important chart is ETH BTC. This is the price of Bitcoin in Ethereum. Sorry, let me start again. The price of Ethereum in Bitcoin. It currently costs 0.031 Bitcoins to buy one Ethereum. And guess what? Look, this, right? This range here, that was the 2017 to 2018 bull market. And here to here, that was the previous bull market. So we just need this to do this. It has begun. This is it. Don't fade. Now, what is going to break out next? I'm pretty sure I've been a Dogecoin bull for the longest, right? Dogecoin is the Bitcoin of Dogecoin is the Bitcoin of meme coins, right? You go to coinmarketcap.com, you go to memes, and then you can see that Dogecoin is one. We'll let that load. Right, so for those that have felt, you missed Ethereum, I would go as far to say that the next best option is probably Dogecoin. Right? From the high in November, we're still a good 2x. So, and then guess what we can do? Guess what we can do, right? We can, and I've never ever done this before. Let's have a look at the price of Doge in ETH. So, as this chart goes up, it means it costs more and more Ethereum to buy Doge. And guess what? This chart looks like it's about to break. It's just broke on the 3 days. I know it's confusing looking at assets against price against each other because we're so used to fiat, right? We're so used to talking about pounds and dollars. But if you kind of just look at the chart for what it is. This chart is telling me right now that Doge is about to outperform Ethereum. So yeah, we got Dogecoin. That's probably the best ETH beta. What else we got? Ton. Right, so I'm going to show you guys a huge trick that a futures trader in Indonesia showed me. And what you can do is that this works with most altcoins. Type in an altcoin, let's for example, like type in Solana, right? And then instead of looking at the price, you look at the dominance. So you type in your altcoin .d, right? And basically, it shows you the percentage of the market in which your coin takes up. And right now, the market is 0.21% Toncoin. I don't know when Ton's going to have its time. I don't know when it's going to have its time. It may grind down lower. But when this breaks, this is going to be in line with Ton season and the rise of Ton meme coins, etc. So I'm just watching this. Fundamentally, though, don't bet against Ton. I think this is a sleeping giant. What else? Let's have a look at Solana. In fact, let's have a look at Solana dominance. Okay, so we've been consolidating here. I think Solana will see another seasonality run and take up like 4 or 5% of the market, but we'll see. I can see here that it's primed to do so. Solana is back to its May highs, so that's good. What do I see with Solana? I definitely see us going back to all-time highs of last year. Yeah, I'd say Sol's still a good buy at today's price. If you cop Sol below $200 in the cycle, I think you'll do really well. Next, I talked about these coins on the last video, but I'm super bullish on the base ecosystem. I see all of these as like ETH betas. So virtual, Aero, Brett. I'll do something very, very quick for you guys. And then we'll move over to Deck Screener. Basically, I'll put ETH at the bottom, right? I'll put ETH at the bottom, and I'll put it on like a daily time frame, right? So ETH at the bottom because ETH has obviously already gone up, and we want to find alternative assets, right? So let's look at virtuals, put in a daily time frame. Historically speaking, have these charts matched up? They had similar lows. They had similar highs. You know, give or take a few days in between. Will the trend continue? I think it's likely because base is so high. So do your own research on virtual Aero, Brett, Toshi, the big. Oh yes, I absolutely smashed it with Toshi. Come on, I'm literally. This is almost at my sell price now. I sized in a lot in Toshi around these levels, and then I'm looking to get out around 8 probably. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over to Deck Screener, and I'll take over some questions. I just want to talk about very quickly, as it's the season 2, meme coin trading, and how to kind of position yourself well. Usually, meme coin trading, we obviously mean meme coins against Solana. So when you are doing so, always make sure that you're looking at the price of things against Sol, right? So you want to go to Deck Screener or GMGN, go to price, and then instead of USD, look at it in Sol. So Ponke is one of my favorite meme coins to trade. I like the fact that it's on Revolut. Even my dad knows about it. It's got a good market cap, and it's been about for a long time since the end of 2023. So I did a spot position in Ponke about 2 weeks ago at the start of this month. So around the was it like the 4th or the 7th or whatever, I took my spot position, 12-hour time frame. I sized in, let's say, around here. I didn't sell at the first opportunity. I missed it. Pull back, double top here. I think I sold yesterday or whatever, right? That's 15%. It doesn't sound like a lot of money. It doesn't sound like a lot of money, but if you can spot trade with size with Solana, with a decent amount, let's say you go in with like 10 Sol. There's not financial advice, right? I went in with, I think, around 12, 12 Solana, and then we do like 15%, and then I took out. I kept some Ponke, but I also increased my Solana. Now, how much Solana did I make in this scenario? About 12 to 15%, right? So for me, that's like 1.2 Sol. That's a good amount of money now, because it's like Sol's like 180 or whatever. But if I imagine in the bull run, this Sol could go to, I don't know, $600. That's a lot of money in this trade. And just to cover degen trading very, very shortly in this webinar, you want to be having a look at reliable pairs against Solana. So for me, I like Ponke because we're very, very far from the highs, and I can look at opportunities as it goes up and down to basically buy the lows and sell the highs in Solana with the intention of increasing my Solana and holding some of the Ponke token. I like Ponke. I like Bonk as well because that's the official meme coin for Solana. I think I've actually backtested this before. If you go to the price action of Bonk against Solana, and then you just stick on like your basic indicators, like your RSI, your MACD, and then let's just stick like one DMI. What's this setting here? And let's just go to a daily time frame, right? Let's make this really easy. Make this really easy. There is so much price action that if you're a long, I have built my entire crypto wealth off long spot swing, right? Rarely shorting, rarely doing leverage, but there is so much opportunity to size in and size out. In Bonk, obviously we've had this huge run here, which couldn't be calculated unless you were really tapped into kind of like the Bonk, I guess you could say, launchpad, right? It's now rivaling Pump.fun. But the amount of Solana that can be printed in these candlesticks, like, a second. Let's say even here to here. That's 28%. If you do your own research, you should have no problem risking Solana against Bonk. It's literally the official meme coin. So, consider using these tools to increase your Solana, especially because it's going to be Solana season. With Solana season, basically meaning that loads of liquidity is about to go into Solana, in my opinion. It's the exciting dark horse of the cycle. The trenches are hot again. And I will finish this webinar before taking some questions with one shill. And that is a meme coin by one of my mentors. Well, mentor slash somebody who I pay for a public group with. It's called Worthless. This coin might go to zero, but I am quite heavily leveraged into this actually. Read your own thesis on it. I don't want to be here super shilling it. It's a super low market cap with, I think, 3 million market cap right now. But the basic narrative behind it is it's launched on Moonshot, which is the third biggest crypto launchpads. We've got Pump Fun, Bonk, Bonk.fun, and then Moonshot, which allows the average person to buy crypto with Apple Pay. So check out Nikolai's Instagram. I'm in his paid group, and I am personally quite leveraged in this meme coin called Worthless. All right, let me take some questions. Are you gonna leave? No problem. All right, righty. How we doing, guys? Appreciate you guys here at 11:30. Yeah, man. Alien, how you doing, bro? You want to share that? You want to share with everyone your little journey you've been on in the past 2 weeks, futures trading and doing the most?
Oh my, right. So like, right, over the last like three
Oh
weeks,
my, right.
I've
So
made a lot of
like,
money, but I've
right,
lost
over the last like
there's
three weeks,
oh, think
I've made a lot.
mute myself on one of the mics.
There's think mute myself on one of the mics.
Hello, can you still hear me?
Hello?
Right, okay. Yeah, I was saying,
Hello, can you still hear me?
yeah, I
I
can't
can hear you, bro.
Right, okay. Yeah, I was saying I can't talk for that.
I'm hearing myself back. I don't know whose mic it is.
Hello?
Right, I
I'm
think
hearing myself back. I don't know whose mic it is.
that's still there.
Right, I think that's still there.
Yo, Ninja, mute yourself.
Hello?
Okay, there you go. I can't hear myself. Right, so yeah, over the last 3 weeks, yeah, I've had a lot of time, so I've been doing nothing but watching different things. You know, I've learned everything that Ninja's thrown at me, like the MACD indicator, DMI, the RSI. Um, I've gone into different things, so obviously I've delved into different, like, clicked on everything that I saw to do with crypto. I've got into a few good signal groups and whatnot. Although like just following them straight as if like I didn't have any knowledge, I would be losing a lot of money. But through using MACD and DMI and RSI, I'm able to know when I should be coming in and entering, and knowing when I should be exiting. So um, yeah, right before I started using these indicators, I didn't know anything about futures, and I was doing like £100 on 20x leverage for like ridiculous amounts. So obviously, I flipped like £100 into 450 in 2 days, and then like next thing I know, I lost it all, like 450 in one trade, just because I was away from.
I know I lost it all, like 450 in one trade just because
One sec. Let's just deep this. You turned £100 to 450 in 2 days, and then the 450 to zero in one day.
Yeah, but I'm okay now. That's just my other futures account now. So
count now.
yeah.
Right, boys, sorry to interrupt, but I need to go. I've got work in the morning, so I'll catch you later,
No,
man.
Ken,
Yeah.
take care, bro. Appreciate you
Alright,
stepping
man.
in.
But I need to go. I've got work in the morning, so I'll catch you later, man. Yeah.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for stepping in, bro.
No worries.
Yeah, go on, bro.
Yo, Ninja, I've just made a 30 off your Doge trade. You know.
Ninja, I've just made a 30 off your Doge trade. You know.
What, right now?
Right now. Yeah, just then.
Right now.
I mean,
just then.
everyone watching this, yeah, Ali may be in profit right now, but I did not signal a Doge trade. I was just saying I'm long on Doge in general, innit?
Yeah.
What leverage did you just use?
I put 80 on 10x.
Yeah.
I read the charts first. I didn't just hear you do that.
I put 80 on
So
10x.
when I opened it up,
I read the charts first. I didn't just hear you and do that. So when I
so
opened it up,
it's showing that it's got low momentum, right? But
so
the momentum's going down a bit,
it's showing that it's got low momentum, right?
and
But the
the coin's
momentum's
a bit
going down a bit.
underpriced, even though it's at a high. So
The
with the
coin's a
knowledge
bit
that you gave me, I know that
priced,
the coin's
even though
rising in
it's
the
at a high.
future.
So with the knowledge that you gave me, I know that the coin's rising in the future.
So I'm able to just do a quick trade. If I see that it's still going to be going down a bit more, then you know I'll exit. But I was watching the markets this entire time, and it seemed to be going up, so I was chilling. And yeah, the downwards momentum still going down, so it seems like it's gonna go up to maybe another period high. Yeah, and I'm just doing that, like help day trade, just really.
Well,
And I'm just doing that, like help day trade, just really.
okay. Well, guys, I cannot confirm or deny if I agree or disagree with Ali's analysis at present. However, we do hope that Ali profits and I mean has good risk reward ratio. But I just thought I'd include you in this in this in this webinar because it's important for people to know that on one side you're doing 4.5x in 48 hours, and then on another side you can go to zero. So yeah, that's why we got to do futures with caution. Krog and Salman, any questions from yourselves?
Yeah, quick one for me, Ninja. On the liquidity, I think you said this last time. At the end of the month.
Yes, sir.
Just put me on mute for a second whilst I talk because I'm hearing
I think you
myself.
said this last time. At the end of the month.
Right. So at the end of the month, I think you said the liquidity drops. So do we expect some sort of short drop in cryptocurrency as well? Is that more so in stocks? So is it a good time to invest near like the end of the month? Or have I just completely misunderstood the liquidity
Good
stuff?
time to invest near like the end of the month.
Yes.
I just completely misunderstood the liquidity stuff.
No. This is a very good question. Very good question. Very good question. 1 second. Very good question. 1 sec. Okay, so this is a good question. So there has been a seasonal trend that I've noticed this year, where look on the 31st of January and the 28th of February and the 31st of March. Look at that pullback, and then the 30th of April pullback, and then the 30th of May pullback, and then the 30th of June. Can you see? There is a trend at the end of the month where liquidity seems to pull back. So if this trend continues, we would expect there to be a pullback at the end of the month, and there would be a short pullback in asset prices. Yes, if the trend from this year when it comes to liquidity continues.
Okay, so that can run into the crypto then as well.
But
Yeah?
how deep that correction will be and how long, I don't know.
Okay, so that can run into the crypto then as well, yeah?
Yes.
So,
Praying for that buying opportunity, aren't you?
yeah, we need to the right side, bro.
I know, bro. I know. I feel the same, bro. I feel the same. All right, cool.
Right, bro.
Huh?
There's a delay in the talk, bro, but I said, yeah, waiting for the right time.
Yeah, man. before I go,
In the talk robot said, yeah, waiting for the right time.
yeah. Did you get Toshi or not? I forget.
Yeah, I got
You didn't, did
Toshi.
you? But you
No, I
got
did,
Air,
I
but
did.
you got
I've got
Aero, right?
Toshi, but I'm struggling to get Brett
Yeah,
at the moment.
I've got Toshi. No, I did. I got Toshi, but I'm struggling to get Brett at the moment.
Okay, for sure. We'll sort that out tomorrow on our one-on-one, innit?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, guys, take care. I think we'll wrap it up there.
Nice one,
Appreciate you,
Ninja.
lads.
Thanks for that. Nice one. See ya.